Hey everybody, Chris and Tony back with another review for the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet in the TigerSox series.
The TigerSox
TigerSox
series,
series.
first of 2018.
That's true. This is the first one from
We're
2018.
back.
We are back.
This makes our third year doing this, right?
Yeah.
2016, 16, 17, and
18. Yeah. I hadn't even thought about that. You're absolutely right.
We're getting old.
Well, we hope everybody had a good New Year's, and
Yeah.
I don't want to rub it in too much for friends back in Detroit and Boston, but the weather couldn't be better here. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
it's almost too nice. I mean, it's like it's still January. Skies are blue, no wind. I think what 68 for the high today, which is higher than normal.
So consider coming to Vegas in January.
We're supposed to have rain though. Chance Monday, Tuesday, so tomorrow.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
But this is, in fact, we're still within the first week of January and thusly in the first week of LV Triannuary. Really quickly, just to explain, those who only watch the TigerSox videos, LV Triannuary is it's the American version of the British hashtag Triannuary. The idea being to try and help local restaurateurs, brewers, pubs, bottle shops, anybody in the craft beer industry, trying to help them during what's a notoriously slow month. I mean, January is often, I've worked retail. January can be awful. It can just be awful. You're sitting around looking for something to do, anything.
Yeah, it can be brutal.
Yeah. And so the UK started Triannuary, hashtag Triannuary. New Year's Day was only 2 months since this city had the worst mass shooting in American history, and so I think this is definitely the year for Vegas to get a Triannuary event. So anyway, that's what Triannuary is, and I don't see any reason that other cities across America couldn't be doing the same. If your town is big or small, just put it that town hashtag that town Triannuary, or what have you. So. But anyway, that's what Triannuary is. Let's try and help out our local brewers and affiliates, and to keep things going. The idea behind Triannuary too is, as I understood it, was that it's the month for you to try things that you never had before. So if there's a brewer you've been meaning to try them out. If there's a bar you drive past every day on your way home from work and you've always wondered what it's like in there, go in there, find out. So if there's a variety, maybe you've never had a saison and you're not sure about it, it's January, try it,
Anyway.
So that's the whole point there. All right,
Yeah,
now that
it's a good cause. I mean, that's what I like about this guy. You really care about the craft beer industry itself, and not too many people are doing what you're trying to do and making an effort. You're making an effort. He printed cool business cards.
Thank you, Mr. Print. I appreciate it.
He's got really cool business cards.
But if you actually you go to the Facebook page, the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet's Facebook page, you will see information about Triannuary. So today's beer.
And if you have any follow-up questions, please fire it to him. He will.
I had a 7 to 8 minute response on Facebook.
Yeah,
so
he's on top of it. So. Let's review a beer.
Let's review a beer. Let's review a beer that you and I have actually had before.
Yeah, this is kind of unusual. We're actually having a beer we have had both of that before. Latitude 33, everybody.
This is one of those instances where a distributor handed us a beer and said, "Hey, give this a try."
Yes, exactly.
And we did actually try it at Tenaya Creek.
Yeah.
I wasn't that crazy about it. I gave it a 3.25. But considering it's a blondeale, that's actually kind of the fact that I was willing to give it. I'm sure I got a 3.25 because it was in a can. The fact that I was willing to give a blondeale a 3.0 instead of 1 point something means that it actually can't be that bad as a blondeale.
Maybe this encounter you'll fall in love with it for a different reason.
Exactly. I mean, did you happen to remember your
take on it? I don't remember it well. I mean, I recognized the can. We were at Tenaya Creek. Wednesdays at Tenaya Creek tend to become, if you're there early in the day, you can't do it later in the day. But Brian, one of the main fellows that works there, bartenders, he oftentimes on Wednesday, he meets with vendors. They come in and we've gotten to actually know them over time.
True. Yeah.
Mike Gaddy's probably gonna watch this
Yeah.
eventually.
Exactly.
He's one of them.
Yep.
And you just get little tastes of like here's something new, here's something we're gonna be putting on tap pretty soon. And so Wednesdays are kind of cool for that. You just get like little tastes of stuff before other people do.
Mhm.
So yeah, he said this is a blondeale. It's called Blonde Cartel, and Latitude 33 is located in Vista, California, ladies and gentlemen.
It has a 5.1 ABV, which is about average for a blondeale. 25 IBUs, which puts it well within range of blondeale as well. I think we've covered.
Perfectly balanced, floral hop character, slightly biscuit-like. I've been told that before. You're
You're
slightly
slightly
biscuit-like.
biscuit-like, yes.
Well, just doughboy.
And this only has 675 ratings, so I think this is a fairly new beer. And among those 675 people, the cumulative score.
Sorry, loud car.
Exactly, is 3.5. So 3.5 from everybody else, 3.25 from me. I'm assuming you were probably in the same range.
I'll probably be in the same range.
So I guess you haven't checked this in on Untapped because it says none of my friends have rated it. So
Oops. We're gonna have a couple new glasses as well today. Bad Beat Brewing, which is not too far from us in Henderson, Nevada. It's basically a suburb of Vegas. Probably can get there from my front door in 20 minutes or less.
Once upon a time, the fastest growing suburb in the Southwest,
upon a time,
if I remember correctly.
And then the other brewery, which is practically right across the parking lot, same parking lot, Craft House. So whenever I go check out a new brewery, I always like to get a new glass.
And the Silver State, I wanted to reference the Silver State on the glass. This is actually they decided to go ahead and accept the fact that it was in fact a blonde ale, but Silver State beer, they would rather refer to as simply a beer. However, it is a blonde, so it's a perfect pint glass
We're
for
using a blonde for a blonde.
Yep.
All right, time to pour. There goes another loud car. Sorry, we're having loud Sunday traffic today. Behold,
Those Sunday drivers.
you're so rude. That's a pretty color.
It is. It is a nice color, and I would describe that carbonation as probably medium low.
There, of course. So let me pour some for Mr. Rouse here,
Thank you kindly.
because he insists that I pour beer.
Well, somebody's better at something. Always let them do it. I
This
believe.
is- Nice, pretty color coming through
It
the
is a
sun
nice
right
color.
here. This I always say this in the reviews because the sunlight pouring into the way it is. Whenever Chris holds up a glass, is my best chance to evaluate the color.
Yeah.
So it's pretty.
It is. It is
Very
a nice,
Pilsner-like.
golden color. Yes, it is Pilsner-like, and we've got a lot of. I would still describe it as medium-low carbonation. A few occasional bubbles popping up here and there.
A sweet aroma. It's got a sweetness.
Boy, it sure does, doesn't it? Caramel
Mhm.
and what?
Yeah.
Trying to think of what other
Think of
sweet.
another word. Yeah.
I smell a little bit of corn actually, and not caramel corn, but I smell caramel. I smell corn. I smell like sweet corn.
Maybe a touch of honey.
When
I'm
sweet
not
corn
sure if
first, when you first thresh it, that's what it smells like to me. Anybody who's ever
Yeah.
grown corn on a farm, that sweet corn smell.
Sweet corn smell.
And you are right. Oh, I'm smelling a little bit of honey
Touch
too.
of honey, just
Yeah.
faintly.
But it's just sweet, sweet, sweet all around.
Yeah.
In
It
bouquet.
has a candy-like.
Jolly candy
Jolly
like
candy-like
blondeale.
button on his desk.
Shall we?
Cheers. Cheers. Here comes the blonde ale. I drank a lot of beer yesterday, so my palate should be okay. You know what? I think I like it more this time around.
I do too. Yeah.
I'm
I'm about ready to give this another 0.25 at least and bring it up to 3.5 like everybody else.
That's interesting. Maybe it's just because it was lost that day because we had tasted 5, 6, 7 beers
Yeah, that's
possibly
true.
on
Yeah.
Wednesday. That's what we do with the vendors. And sometimes you go right from one to another, so you sometimes just simply forget to get that little swig of water in your mouth and cleanse your palate.
Or you have something so good that everything else tastes like crap afterwards,
Yeah.
and that does occasionally happen where you're like, this is terrible compared to what I had before. So,
Yeah.
and I'm willing to admit that about myself anyway. That's probably very likely. I had something before, and then I had a blonde and went, I don't like blondes, but there actually is a little bit of lacing, a little bit, not quite as much as I was expecting, considering sweet
Yeah, we do
the
not have
bouquet is.
we do not have a canned on date, so not really sure exactly when this was canned, but we know it's from Vista, California, and we know that
Latitude 33.
it's a 5.1%. We know that. It's good. I actually get the biscuit. They mentioned that on the
Yeah,
can.
on the finish, it is a dry finish.
It's dry. Yeah, I'm still getting that little bit of candy sweetness to it. Like
Uh-huh.
not necessarily like any particular kind of candy, but like a hard candy in a wrapper kind of
I
thing.
would actually say it, considering how sweet the bouquet was, the flavor is not as sweet as I was expecting. You know, I was a
Yeah,
little
the
worried
aroma's a
this is
little
going
more
to come
sweet.
through maybe too sweet, but
I'm digging it. It actually, to me, has a little bit of a Pilsner personality to it.
it does kind of,
Somewhat,
yeah.
somewhat.
It's lacking the yeastiness of
Right.
the Pilsner, but
Yeah.
in terms of the carbonation and just the effervescence, it is a very effervescent beer, that's
It
for sure.
is, and it's easy to drink. It's very, it's refreshing, really. I mean,
Mhm.
we're not really in the kind of the weather right now. Well, I guess on a 68-degree day,
Yeah,
if you're
it's a
out in the
good day
sun,
for
you might work out a
blondeales.
sweat if you were still
Exactly.
doing yard work out here anyway. Yeah, I'm actually somewhat impressed with it. I'm not a Blondeale fan. They're out there. You know, I've had Blondeales I do
Mhm.
like, but this one
Yeah,
makes
this
a
is
good
not
it
bad.
makes a good impression. It's not like blowing my mind or anything, but it's a good balance. It's got a little bit of that, nice maltiness to it. And I think that's where the biscuit probably, like a
Exactly,
breadiness.
yeah.
It just has a breadiness to it, a little bit of sweetness to it.
I think it's 2 row because it does seem to have that really dry
Mhm.
aftertaste.
Yeah, and even now the aftertaste is pretty pleasant.
Mhm.
It's not getting sticky or nasty or anything. So yeah,
Maybe I was being a little too harsh last time, so
maybe
it got another 0.25 from me
I
this
would
time
probably
around.
go 3.5.
Mhm.
I think I'd go 3.5 on it. So, which for me, the Blondale is
Yeah,
a
it's like
respectable score.
exactly.
And also this is not a company I'm real familiar with. Latitude 33 is
Yeah.
kind of
Well, I don't think they're a particularly
new
old
to me.
brewery to begin with, and
There's the can
I mean,
again.
if only 675 people have reviewed this beer, chances are pretty good that they're fairly new.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. We do have another beer of theirs to review
I think it's a honey wheat.
soon. Is that what it is? Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds accurate.
Mhm.
Basically the same can, just slightly different color. We'll probably get to that sometime before January wraps, I would
Yeah,
imagine.
exactly.
So, any other news other than your
Um,
try January? Excuse
January,
me. Yeah, I belched.
but no, I don't think
My
so.
trash can was stolen. That's news.
Wow.
Yeah, my recyclable one. Next morning, I go out to get it, and it's gone. No neighbors have it. I'm like,
Hmm.
whatever. People care about that, right? Makes me want to drink a beer.
I
Um, News at Tenaya Creek. They're still churning out pretty cool offline series beers. So if you check out TenayaCreekBrewery.com, or is it just TenayaCreek.com? One of the two,
yeah,
you'll see it. They have a live camera option there.
that's right. And you
What's
can
on
see
tap?
what's on tap.
If you click what's on tap, you'll be taken to a live camera. It's pretty groovy. Sometimes you can actually watch them as they go up and erase
Yep.
one of the guest beers and put up a new one. So yeah, I'm kind of digging this beer.
Alrighty. Well then, we got
That being said,
a little over a minute left, so we
hope
probably
everyone had
better
a happy
rein
new
this
year.
in. Yes, indeed. We do hope everybody had a safe and sane and happy New Year, and we will check you out next Sunday.
Okay,
Until then,
that's a date.
drink good beer. Don't break the bank doing it. Cheers.
Ta ta.